we prepared as a family and headed to the fireworks venue early. There, we saw my brother-in-law's wife, covered in sweat, reserving a spot since early morning. "Helen? What are you doing in this scorching heat? You'll get heat stroke." "I'm sorry. I was kicked out and left penniless." My name is Jasmine. I'm 34 years old and work as a part-time office worker. My husband's name is Bruno, 37 years old, and we've been married for 10 years. We have a son who is now in the first grade, and the three of us live together. Our family is just like any other close-knit family. However, Bruno's family is a bit different. I have a brother-in-law, Vince, who is the same age as Bruno. The two of them are childhood friends and best friends. They used to play together a lot, and often visited our house. "Come over to our place today. Let's continue playing the game we started the other day." He would sometimes bring Bruno forcefully to our house, saying, "You can eat this too. And you can take these snacks home." At that time, I only thought of him as a kind person who liked to play. But as we grew older, I learned that Bruno had been treated badly by his family. It seemed like his brother was trying to protect him. Responding to such kindness, Bruno quickly grew close to him, and it didn't take long for them to become best friends. Bruno has a younger brother who is 5 years younger. He has a very good appearance and can be called a handsome guy. It seems like everyone around him adores him. As a result, my in-laws only praised my brother-in-law, and this made him increasingly arrogant. As they grew older, my brother-in-law gradually started looking down on Bruno. "He's your older brother, so you should be more forgiving. Are you jealous just because Harry looks good?" Even when Bruno tried discussing it with our parents, they didn't take it seriously. Bruno's refuge became his uncle's place. His uncle, Louis, was worried about him and would take him out of the house under the pretense of teaching him. I remember that my brother also admired our uncle, so they were often together. The strained relationship between Bruno and the family was never repaired, and the distance between us only grew. A few years later, when Bruno entered university and started living in the dormitory, he grew even more distant from the family. "What's wrong? Are you okay? You look pale." "I'm fine." It was when we went to visit Bruno's parents and introduced ourselves before getting married. He seemed nervous or reluctant to go, wearing a gloomy expression. I was also nervous, but when I saw Bruno's face, my nervousness turned into curiosity. Later on, I would come to understand why he made such a face. We arrived at Bruno's parents' house and made the formal introduction. It wasn't just a formality. We had to engage in small talk and conversation because we were going to become a family. "Choosing someone like Bruno. Jasmine, you don't have good judgment." "That's right. What's good about my older brother?" I understood Bruno's feelings well. I felt anger, but I had to endure it. "That's not true. Bruno is kind." No matter how much I tried to smooth things over, no matter what I said, they always had a comeback. It seemed like Bruno could only force a smile throughout. Feeling that we couldn't let the family relationships remain strained, I convinced Bruno multiple times to go and visit his parents' house. "What? You're here again? Hurry up and leave. I'm busy." Unfortunately, it coincided with my brother-in-law's job hunting period. I understand how tough job hunting can be. There are times when things don't go well and frustration builds up due to impatience. My brother-in-law's mental state affected the atmosphere at Bruno's parents' house, which remained tense throughout. I hope Harry gets a job offer soon. When I conveyed this to my Judy, she responded, "As his sister-in-law, you should cooperate for your brother's sake. Why can't he find a company that wants to hire such an impressive son? Jasmine, don't you know any good companies through your business connections? Can you look for something?" Me? I was taken aback by the sudden request. I had only expressed my concern, but I never expected it to lead to this. "I'll look into it again," I replied vaguely, conveying my wish for them not to expect too much. From that point on, every few days, "Have you found anything? Maybe you're not searching properly?" I started receiving frequent phone calls. "We don't have that. Sorry. That's not true. I'm sure there must be something, so please look into it." I'm so fed up. Why do I have to handle my brother-in-law's job hunting? As a result, I've been making up excuses and cutting off phone calls when they ask about it. I've also stopped going to Bruno's parents' house, unless there's a special reason. I began to understand the reasons behind Bruno's distant relationship with his family. Later, I gave birth to our son. He grew up healthy and lively, becoming accustomed to being around people. Bruno took good care of him and became a wonderful father. Of course, we only visited Bruno's parents' house a few times. Taking care of a child was challenging, after all. During that time, I received a message from Vince, announcing his upcoming wedding. It seemed that he had successfully found a job at the company where his girlfriend's father worked. He was going to marry his girlfriend and have a wedding ceremony. "Should we bring Craig to Harry's wedding?" "Yeah, that sounds good. Our parents will be there, and it might be a good opportunity to show how much Craig has grown." And so, we decided to attend Vince's wedding with our son. Helen, who married Vince, is 24 years old and got married right after graduating from university. She is currently a full-time housewife. On the day of their wedding, a joyous occasion, Judy commented, "Oh my, he looks just like Harry. Such a handsome young man. He's my pride and joy, my grandson. He really does look just like him. It's great that he takes after Harry." Even though it was their own son's wedding, they were completely enamored with my son. "He's so adorable. I wish I had met him sooner. When can we see him again?" "Yes, definitely. We'll visit my parents' house together again. I want you to come anytime. Please let me see him soon." Until the end of the ceremony, my in-laws were overly affectionate with my son. "Hello, Jasmine. When will you bring Craig next?" They began calling me like this regularly. "I'm sorry, Judy. Craig hasn't been in good health." "Oh, I see. Well, please come as soon as he gets better." I kept dodging the visits to Bruno's parents' house. It was difficult because of the complicated relationship as my Judy. However, as I continued to make excuses, the frequency of calls from my Judy gradually decreased. My son entered the first grade of elementary school. We planned to have a birthday party with Bruno's uncle and brother, as well as our own family, on his birthday, which coincided with summer. We bought a cake and prepared various dishes to celebrate lavishly. But our good mood was shattered on the day of the birthday party. My in-laws suddenly showed up without any invitation, saying they wanted to celebrate their grandchild's birthday. They must have known about our son's birthday. We were initially surprised by their unexpected visit, but we managed to suppress our anger and let them into the house since they wanted to celebrate. The increased number of people compared to our initial plans made the preparations busier and took more time than expected. I contacted Vince and Louis to bring additional cakes and side dishes. Amidst the hectic preparations, Judy commented, "Isn't the birthday party starting yet? You're so inefficient. Who caused all this chaos?" "I'm sorry. It will start in a little while." Although the preparations weren't complete, we decided to start with a light meal. Since the side dishes were ready, we arranged them in a lavish manner, decorated the table splendidly, and placed them on the table. "Oh, side dishes? Using pre-made ones is unacceptable. The seasoning is also poor. Are you cutting corners?" Judy complained loudly from the kitchen, audible all the way from the table. Bruno tried to defuse the situation, but I didn't have time to listen to her words. Despite all the complaints, they quickly finished the side dishes, so I prepared the cake. I turned off the lights, lit the candles, and Bruno carried it to the table while singing a song. "Happy birthday to you!" My son was overjoyed. We blew out the candles and prepared to eat the cake together. "Oh, the cake too? It's all pre-made? Everything is subpar. I thought the cake would be homemade." I was astonished. I couldn't say anything back to Judy, who complained about everything. It was truly shocking that such words came out of my son. Just as my exasperated Louis was about to say something happened. "Don't talk bad about Mom. It's my birthday party. If you're going to say things like that, just go home." To hear such words coming from Craig. It's truly shocking and devastating that I let it come to this. Now, Craig. Speaking of which, we brought presents for you. Shall we open them together? Presents? Yes, let's open them. My Louis changed the atmosphere. Everyone handed presents to my son, and he showcased them. Wow! This is the game I wanted. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You said you wanted it. Congratulations, Craig. What's this? A bat and glove. Thank you, Uncle. I'm glad. Let's play together. Congratulations. What's this? This one is from me. Open it and see. Wow! What is this? It's a remote-controlled car. Thank you. Congratulations, Craig. Take good care of it. Thank you. And this one, is it from Grandpa and Grandma? That's right. Go ahead and open it. What's this? A pencil case? Thank you. What's wrong, Craig? Aren't you happy? No, I'm happy. I'll use it carefully. Even from the side, it was clear that my son's reaction wasn't great. Judy looked very frustrated seeing him like that. That's right, Craig. Let's all go to a fireworks festival next time. Right? That would be nice. Fireworks. Yeah. My son didn't seem very enthusiastic at the moment. Perhaps due to receiving presents that he didn't know how to react to, his excitement didn't rise much. However, Judy was so desperate to invite us to a fireworks festival that he couldn't refuse. Okay. A few days after the birthday party, we prepared and headed to the fireworks venue. There, they saw their Helen, covered in sweat and having staked out a spot since early morning. Helen? What are you doing in this scorching heat? You'll get heat stroke. I'm sorry. I was kicked out with no money. She seemed to have been staking out the spot, while being dehydrated and broke. Clearly showing symptoms of heat stroke, we quickly moved her to the shade and gave her a sports drink to drink. As she gradually recovered, tears started streaming down her face. Upon witnessing this scene, Craig started petting her head and said, "Did someone do something bad to you? I'll take care of them. I'll call your parents, so give me their number." Bruno, sorry to bother you, but can you call Helen's parents? Sure. I got it. I'll make the call. Saying that, he forcefully asked for the number and made the call. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Craig. I'm already fine. You're definitely not fine. Look, just take it. I'm really okay now. Even though she kept repeating that she was fine, her frail body was light, and her arms seemed so thin that one could see her bones. I became worried. But what happened? Did something happen? Well, just tell us already. We're family, after all. Actually, as I listened to her story, it turned out that Judy had ordered her to stake out the spot. Moreover, she was forced to go in a hurry, and it seemed she couldn't take her smartphone or any money with her. Then, from behind me, "Oh my, lying down without even being able to stake out a spot. How sloppy of you. Hey, come on. You can't even properly stake out a spot." Unaware of the situation and without understanding anything, the extended family members who had come started berating Helen. Then, Craig spoke up. "Don't say bad things to Helen. Why are you saying that kind of stuff? I hate Grandma, Grandpa, and everyone." His voice resounded clearly. "Why would you say such a thing? Please don't say that." "Ah, that's right. I saw selling cotton candy over there. Let's go buy some with Grandma. We also have masks." "No, I don't want to go. I want to stay here. Don't you worry about Helen." "Enough of this. Harry, too. Don't you worry about your wife in this state?" The brother who had been watching nearby finally lost his patience. "In this scorching heat, not allowing her to have her smartphone or money and making her stake out a spot. This is assault, you know." "So what if it is? Are you saying I can't ask my daughter-in-law to stake out a spot?" "Yeah, she's right. You're always so naggy, big brother." "That's enough. I'm calling someone right now. Talk to them directly." "Who are you calling?" "It's an internal family matter. You're making a big deal out of nothing." "No, this clearly qualifies as a serious assault offense. At our law firm, we have dealt with similar cases, so we understand." "Certainly, that's right. I've also seen some relevant documents." "What are you both talking about? Assault? Our law firm? What is this conversation about? Didn't you know, Judy? Both of them are lawyers." "Yes, both the uncle and the brother are lawyers affiliated with the same law firm." What are you saying? No way. Despite seeking help from the uncle, Judy was met with a response. I believe that everything the two of you have done to Bruno is unforgivable. And of course, what you have done to Helen as well. We can bring the police here right now if you want, so what do you say? The police? As if to overshadow the parents-in-law's remarks, the uncle and the brother began explaining in detail how they would be legally addressed. At that moment, a man burst in, shouting loudly, "Who did this to my daughter?" Suddenly, a man entered, raising his voice loudly. It was father of the sister-in-law, Walter. The person her husband had called earlier was, in fact, the Walter whom he had spoken to on the phone. "She's my daughter! What have you done to her? I will never forgive you!" He grabbed Harry by the collar and yelled at him. "That's not true." "What do you mean it's not? I'll report this to the police and consult a lawyer. I'll claim compensation from you, so wait quietly." "No, it's not like that." Harry let out an inaudible voice, trembling and turning pale. The situation quickly escalated, and the focus shifted away from the fireworks festival. Helen, accompanied by her father, left, leaving the entire extended family in a state of shock. From that point on, the Harry and Helen divorced. I heard later that after getting married, Helen had been living with her in-laws, and had been treated like a slave every day. The various acts of mistreatment had worn her down, eroding any remaining affection. Now she is divorced and has returned to her parents' home, where she has regained her physical and mental health. The Walter consulted with Vince and decided to claim compensation from the Harry. It seems that the amount is significant. It's not just about compensation, though. Walter holds a managerial position in a company, and the cause of the divorce became a topic of gossip within the company. Harry found it difficult to stay in that company, and decided to resign voluntarily. I don't want to see those mean grandparents. Since this incident, even Craig has developed a negative impression of his grandparents. He has stopped expressing a desire to visit his grandmother's house on his own. Not only were the grandparents disliked by their grandson, but there were also rumors circulating in the neighborhood about their mistreatment of their daughter-in-law. It seems that even going outside has become difficult for them. Judging people based on appearance and acting superior because of one's position is not acceptable. What goes around comes around, both the good and the bad. I hope to teach my son these small yet important lessons, one by one, together with Bruno.